one thing, right? Today, being here on this auspicious happening, some of you are commenting, how does it feel to live around Paramashiva? Each of you that are watching us, Ma Lee Kim Har, Ma Prabjot Gill, and Geeta Devi, and so many others, Yashodan Kulkarni Ayya, everybody who's commenting, Brian Birch, all of you can comment and share with us, how do you feel the avatar, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, the very incarnation of Paramashiva has happened, is walking amongst us and is giving this extraordinary, profound science to all of us. How does it feel for each and every one of you? Please do leave your comments in the comment section. Talk to him and to be able to live around in the physical presence of the avatar of Paramashiva.
Actually, today it marks a very important day even in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, because an avatar was recognized and coronated. The Yoga Pattabhishekam, the official recognition, was done. This is a very, very important historic mark for Sanatana Hindu Dharma itself, because this very avatar of Paramashiva is today the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, the one who's leading 2 billion Hindus, who is worshipped, revered as supreme pontiff of Hinduism by 2 billion Hindus across the globe and many more millions of well-wishers. So it's really, really delightful to day.
And Ma Sadashiva Priya, as you were narrating to us, could you also share with all of us, what does this Yoga Pattabhishekam signify? Like, of course, I remember how beautifully Swami revealed how Mata Vibhudananda Puri's Guru, when she was Mata Vibhudananda Puri was taken, to get blessings, the Guru beautifully revealed, saying, Amma has come to prepare to receive Appan. The Paramashiva is happening, means Parashakti has come down to prepare to birth the avatar of Paramashiva. And so true to his words, Mata Vibhudananda Puri prepared and birthed the avatar of Paramashiva with her intense penance and tapas. So Ma Sadashiva Priya, could you share with us, what does this Yoga Pattabhishekam signify? And also, we all can see the picture of the young avatar on the screen. So could you also narrate to us, how old was Swamiji when Swamiji was coronated with the greatest responsibility, when Swamiji took up the greatest responsibility of the superconscious breakthrough for humanity on his shoulders? Could you share with us?
What we're celebrating today is the anniversary of the Yoga Pattabhishekam, of course, as you had said. And this occasion has significance in twofold. One, the avatar incarnation of Paramashiva Swamiji being recognized as the incarnation, literally, ritualistically, and we have Shastra Pramana, we have the actual references where the ritual for the Yoga Pattabhishekam is given in very minute detail how the ritual is happening. So that ritual happens. So as per the tradition, the official handing over of the torch is this esteemed enlightened beings, Yogiram Surat Kumar, Annamalai Swamigal, Mata Vibhudananda Puri, who had given this coronation letter, and so many enlightened beings of Tiruvannamalai had recognized and backed the decision to coronate the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashiva, and thus Mata Vibhudananda Puri had arranged for the ritualistic processes to happen for Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, at the mere age of 16 years to be coronated as the incarnation of Paramashiva. And in this, the Guru or the Acharya who is initiating the disciple literally offers worship to the disciple and officially initiates them into them eternally being in the state, declaring them as eternally in the state of Shiva. And later on, we'll be sharing with all of the viewers how exactly in the Shiva Mahapuranam, we have references of the ritualistic procedure of the Yoga Pattabhishekam, how this whole process had happened. The second aspect, how the Yoga Pattabhishekam is significant and why we are celebrating at the mere age of 16 years. Just imagine yourself at 16 years, a teenager cognizing the necessity of the world, the future of the world, and shouldering that responsibility, taking up the responsibility of incarnation of Paramashiva, and literally beginning from this moment the revival of Kailasa. That is
actually so. It was like like just like how you were sharing, just at that tender age. Yes, people are usually teenagers. At that time, what we know, what we are having as knowledge is so different. Whereas the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, at that age, he stood to take the responsibility for the whole world, to save the whole world. Actually, when talking about him standing up as savior of the whole world, just like how even now, when the whole world is actually literally failing to protect people from the COVID-19 crisis, the pandemic that has taken a toll over the world. Second wave hit now, and it's really been terrible for people. At this time, when the whole society is failing, it is only the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism who is standing up for protecting and saving humanity as the only savior. Just exactly like this, even as the advent of the avatar happened in a very similar context.
Actually, let us now see what was this context, how was this great grand happening of Yoga Pattabhishekam? What exactly happened behind Paramashiva's ultimate compassion and sacrifice, this great decision that Paramashiva took upon himself? The next slide, please. Now, this context of Yoga Pattabhishekam in October 1993.
So actually in October 1983, catastrophic floods devastated its Tamil Nadu states. Hundreds were killed and thousands were homeless. And the avatar noticed that this was not just the seasonal typhoon that was causing such suffering, but it was the falling economy of the world that threatened millions with poverty and starvation. He saw the unjust leaders and dictators of the world who were misleading the masses into total hysteria and outrage. Foreseeing that these conditions would inevitably worsen, this nightmarish vision moved the avatar to make a decision out of his oceanic and all-healing compassion. Bhagavan made the most divine will infused by the superconsciousness, the Satya Sankalpa, to carry the whole of humanity itself through the forthcoming pralaya, the sixth extinction and the end of the world as we know it. Today we can see exactly in the same lines how it is only him who is standing up as the savior of the whole world.
Let us now listen in the avatar's own words about this happening of the Yoga Pattabhishekam.
Sorry for that technical glitch. It seems that we have some audio issues. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, describing this Yoga Pattabhishekam himself, had said, "It is 26 years of hard work. When I was 16 years old, my gurus have done the Yoga Pattabhishekam to me and put me in the Guru Pita. And after the Yoga Pattabhishekam, they made me study whatever little education I have to go through and then started my work as per their order. I'll always tell you, when gurus ordain, they sustain. It's such a wonderful journey. The last 26 years of hard work has become a reality now. Now Kailasa nation has happened. So I wanted to thank each and every one of you to share this joy with all of you. It is so beautiful to see the Kailasa blossoming and Kailasa happening." So this was shared by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the 7th of January 2020, where he is telling us exactly how last 27 years, after the Yoga Pattabhishekam, his gurus had ordained him as the incarnation of Paramashiva, and after that he began the revival of Kailasa, which we all enjoy today and has literally saved our lives in so many different ways. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also said, "Understand this narrative clearly. When I was given the Yoga Pattabhishekam by my gurus, I started working intensely for reviving enlightened civilization, the most ancient enlightened Hindu civilization. I was all out working day in and out intensely, simple hard work, reaching out one person at a time, sharpening myself." And this, he continues to say, "My gurus gave me..."
Like what you're sharing, just in the same lines, just wanted to share. This reminds me of how many miles Swamiji used to travel in cycle. He used to go all the way to the city in cycle to go and give healing to people in the hospitals. Understand here when Swamiji is saying, one at a time, every single devotee that is watching here, you would be knowing how for your personal life, you will feel like Swamiji is just there for you, attending to your personal life, right? Like this, there are billions of people who have depended their lives on Swamiji. Let me share with you maybe some facts that you might not be aware of. In the early times when the mission had just began, Swamiji, he was just in his 20s. He used to go all the way from Bidadi into the Bangalore city. Going into the city, that's like two and a half hours travel. In cycle, Swamiji used to go, and going there, he used to go to the hospitals, giving one by one individual healing. Understand? Not with cost, not with, okay, they are going to pay something. After everything is done, out of gratitude, that few pennies that is given as Guru Dakshina is all Swamiji will receive. But just to empower humanity, just to heal humanity. He started it from that time. Actually, I'm very sure now, even if you see the earlier records, we even have a lot of his leelas, the divine leelas that he played from his childhood. But we are sharing about from the time, even when the mission started, one at a time. He used to go to he goes to the hospitals, one patient by one patient. He will go, he himself will physically sit, heal them. There is no necessity for him as an avatar, for him to even do that. But just because of the spiritual responsibility that he has taken for the whole world, he has been doing this. That is why even to this day, when all the politicians, every celebrity, all rich people, so many who might have some 10 and 20 different houses, beach houses might be there, summer houses might be there. But how many of them have opened it for the public? It is only Swamiji who has only the avatar with his utter compassion has opened it up so that even all his homes are open with multi-layered quarantine, multi-layered protection from the virus, with a lot of precautionary methods taken, and very, very successfully maintaining an entire ambience with absolutely no COVID-19, and having opening this up for people to come and join, so just so that they can stay alive, completely free of cost, completely without expecting a single penny or single volunteering time from anyone. Wow. That same avatar, that compassion of the avatar can just be seen so beautifully, like just as Master Shobhya was sharing, how one by one, Swamiji was attending to them, and how this whole revival happened after the Yoga Pattabhishekam. I just wanted to share a few examples of what Swamiji actually means by it, one by one.
Yes, ma'am. And in fact, we also have in the sovereign archives preserved to show as evidence to the whole world the hard work of Swamiji from the very beginning of Kailasa. We have so many different treasured items which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism used regularly in order to enrich more and more people. For example, we have the diary where he has literally handwritten every single name that he encountered, that he healed, wrote down their phone number so that he can follow up and make sure that they are living as per the instructions or guidelines he had given. He is there successfully manifesting what they wanted, and so that he can continue to enrich them. This was the first catalog of names, first enriching calls, as we might call it today, that even the avatar himself made in 2001. Not only that, we even have some of the quartz and crystals that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism used in order to heal people. He had continuously been healing in around this time, as Mahatattva had shared. He was using all kinds of different ancient Hindu sciences in order to heal, in order to bring the benefits of healing and the greater Hindu sciences to people. So we have even some of the crystals that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism used in order to heal. Why we're sharing all of this is because on this day we're celebrating how for the last 27 years the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has continuously, day in and day out, simply been serving each and every one of us. And today, with the ongoing COVID crisis, and in response, how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has announced and is continuously working hard for the preventive and protective quarantine campuses that are now open and have 500 registrations and counting. He is continuing what he started, the declaration he made as Paramashiva, who is literally carrying us through this pralaya. So continuing on from what I had, what we've been remembering, what Swamiji said in just the last slide, he went on to say, my gurus gave me the tremendous spiritual knowledge and powers I need to start working on understanding the society. So they gave me the guidance, go and spend some time in Ramakrishna Mission, spend some time in Swaminarayan movement. They gave some certain guidance, like study all these organizations and then start the work which you need to do. So side by side, I was educating myself and reaching out to the people to revive the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization. So please understand, our focus is all about reviving the Hindu civilization and all the basic powerful truths, powerful cognitions and powers, both of the enlightened civilization needs to be revived. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also said, this is one of the most profound quotes, what he has said about this day, where he says, if you see...
Yes. Actually, describe how.
Sorry, Masada Shivpriya.
Yes, yes. Sorry for the technical glitch. I think we overspoke due to some connectivity issue. Yes. So in next slide, if you see, Swami about the Yoga Pattabhishekam, the pictures that were taken during Yoga Pattabhishekam, the two pictures. Swami says, if you see my Arunachala Guru Parampara photos, the pictures that you're all seeing, yes. Sorry for the technical glitch, and I'd like to continue. Here, the two pictures that all of you are seeing are the pictures of the coronation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Swamiji says, if you see my Arunachala Guru Parampara photos, you will see me in two postures, the two postures that all of you are seeing, Swamiji. My Guru, Mata Vibhudananda Puri, taught me one posture is you being in Samadhi. The posture which we all see, where Swamiji is in his Padmasana and his hands in Chin Mudra, in that intense Samadhi. That is a symbol of Arunachala Sarvagnya Pita. And the other posture is, Swamiji beautifully says, is where you declaring you are ready to deliver the responsibility of the Guru Maha Sannidhanam, Jagat Guru Maha Sannidhanam, to share and enrich the whole world with this knowledge. So every morning I'm here giving the Paramashiva Jnana Golu Pakshi and Paramashiva Jnana for my disciples in this posture. Swamiji beautifully, as the Supreme Pontiff, as Paramashiva incarnate, Swamiji continues to carry on this great spiritual legacy and revival of Kailasa for the world. Yes, the next slide, Ma. Now, let us see some scriptural references. Yes. Now, the scriptural reference for the Yoga Pattabhishekam, here we can see this reference says, Vamadeva, at the outset, I shall tell about the Yoga Pattabhisheka, a ritual which acts as a tool for the attainment of the quality of an Acharya, a religious teacher, a spiritual head, on an auspicious day in any one of the months. The Vaishaka, mid-May or mid-June, to Shravana, mid-August and mid-September, and the Ashvayuja, the mid-October and mid-November, then Kartikai, which is mid-November to mid-December, and all these months, Kartikai and Margashirsha, and then the Magha Masa. These are all the Hindu months. which Magha Masa means mid-February to mid-March. So this reference says, in the reference, Paramashiva continues to reveal, either on the Panchami, the 5th day of one cycle of the moon phase, or on Purnami, the full moon day, the disciple should wake up early in the morning, complete the morning cleaning routine, and by obtaining the permission of the master, he should take bath with the focused mind. So this is one reference about the scriptural reference for the Yoga Pattabhishekam.
So actually what's significant in this scriptural reference, as you can see, how when we're celebrating at this time as well, is the exact same time Mata Vibhudananda Puri, having taken the guidance of the scriptural references for how to conduct the Yoga Pattabhishekam, ensured to choose the most auspicious time, this exact time, to celebrate the Yoga Pattabhishekam, to conduct the ritualistic ceremony and ordain the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashiva. So here we have another scriptural reference for the Yoga Pattabhishekam, where it's describing the ritualistic processes that the Acharya is conducting on the disciple, or in this case, Mata Vibhudananda Puri would have conducted on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So it says, then the Acharya has to take the conch water and sprinkle it on the disciple by blessing that disciple would go beyond the manifested worldly form of Paramashiva and would attain enlightenment to reach the eternal, unmanifest, formless form of Paramashiva. Then the Acharya should consider the disciple himself as the form of Paramashiva and worship the Pita altar of the disciple as mentioned earlier, and should place on an asana and seat and make that disciple sit on it. And the most beautiful significance here is literally it is the lines showing that the scriptural references, the scriptures themselves are telling that in this ritual, the Acharya is ordaining the disciple as Paramashiva himself. And this seat, which is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sitting on, also is extremely significant. It is exact same seat that Isaki Swamigal and Mata Vibhudananda Puri also sat in order to show and denote the lineage of one guru passing the torch to another guru. The next scriptural reference which we have here is, after this, the Acharya should look at the disciple, considering him as the very form of Lord Shiva, and utter, "O my disciple, from this moment may you be established in the Samadhi state eternally." And he should himself prostrate before the disciple. To understand how significant this ritual is and this occasion is, which happened 27 years back today, and marks after which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism marks the day after which he began reviving the nation of Kailasa in full swing, and he began his public life. Finally, we have this last scriptural reference where it says, "Oh, my disciple, in order to grace the whole world, let you travel all over the world without staying more than one night in one place. If anyone approaches you to acquire the knowledge of Shiva without testing them for a year, do not give the knowledge to that person. Let you get rid of all the differences, shed the anger win over all the sensory organs and pleasure organs, and be eternally established in the state of Shiva amidst the company of Shivajnanis, established in the state of Shiva. Never mingle with a person who is not a devotee of Lord Shiva. Even when your life is at risk, never give up your devotion towards Lord Shiva, and always be established in the blissful state of Lord Shiva." And in this, you see that the references and the scriptures themselves ordain the disciple and wandering and enriching one person at a time. Exactly as it says in the scriptures, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, within just a few months, started the revival of Kailasa, and he left his hometown, Tiruvannamalai. He began enriching people, one person at a time, from this very time. And it cannot be said enough how it all comes together so perfect, exactly as it is dictated, told in the ancient Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, showing that it's not just a coincidence, it's not just it is a conscious, extremely strategic, most beautiful plan that was enacted in order to make sure that the revival of Kailasa is successful and the conscious ship is built for all of us to survive the pralaya that we are facing today. So just as this scriptural reference says, as per his Guru's instructions and the ageless tradition which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism inherited, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism promptly left home after this, and his Gurus attained Mahasamadhi in order, and after this he had started the revival of Kailasa. Here we see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in around the year 1998, as he had been a brahmachari in the Ramakrishna order as per his Guru's instructions, as he was learning and imbibing the way to revive Kailasa at its best and serving in the Sri Ramakrishna mission.
அஞ்சலென்றடைய அபயம் தரும் லிங்கம் ஆனந்த நித்யன் தந்த ஆனந்தலிங்கம் பிணி நீக்கும் உயிர் காக்கும் ஞான ஒளியாக பூத்த நித்யானந்தன் தந்த உயர்லிங்கம் ஆதிலிங்கம் ஜோதிலிங்கம் அற்புதலிங்கம் ஞானலிங்கம் நித்யன் தந்த ஆனந்தலிங்கம் ஆதிலிங்கம் ஜோதிலிங்கம் அற்புதலிங்கம் ஞானலிங்கம் நித்யன் தந்த ஆனந்தலிங்கம் பதிதனிலே மலைவல வழிதனிலே அருமையாய் அமர்ந்த நித்யன் ஆனந்தலிங்கம் அருணையும் பதிதனிலே மலைவல வழிதனிலே அருமையாய் அமர்ந்த நித்யநானந்தலிங்கம் கருதிடும் அடியவரின் மலையெனும் துயர்களையே கடுகன உடைக்கும் நித்யநானந்தலிங்கம் கருதிடும் அடியவரின் மலையெனும்